said, right? So there should be some threshold. So you
Exactly.
need to stop at threshold, and we need to define that threshold.
Hmm. Uh, do you think AI could actually control human decision in the future?
Good question. Yes, but not in the way we imagine. So control will not arrive as force. It will arrive as convenience. So
Hmm.
every system today is designed to make life easier. So say for example, recommendation, automation, predictive decision. But over time, optimization has become influence and influence has become control.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Value Seller Talks, where we bring inspiring conversation with industry leaders who are driving innovation, shaping ecosystem, and creating meaningful impact. I'm your host Deepak Bajaj, and today we have a truly exceptional guest, Govind Pathak, who is a global best-selling author, multi-award winning thought leader, and a technology visionary shaping the future of telecom and digital infrastructure using advanced technologies like AI. With over 2 decades of experience, Govind has been at the forefront of telecom and IT transformation, driving innovation across 5G, cloud, and enterprises system while connecting deep technology with real-world business impact. His global best-selling book, Pressure Breach, takes this thinking to another level. A gripping story where a powerful AI named Nexus challenges human control and freedom, pushing us to rethink the balance between technology, responsibility, and human values. What makes Govind truly unique in his ability to blend technical depth with a future focused mindset, using storytelling to explore the most critical questions of our time. And his mission is very clear: to bridge technology, innovation, and human progress in a way that creates a lasting impact. So, let's dive into this powerful conversation with Govind Pathak. Welcome, Govind, at Values Talks.
Thanks.
Right.
So thanks for providing me this opportunity. So just would like to introduce myself. So at core, I am simply a curious observer of system and life, and technology has always fascinated me, not just how it works, but what it does to us. So over
Mm,
time, I had realized something very important. Everything, every system we build, whether it is telecom network or artificial intelligence platform or any other platform, is not just the technical infrastructure, it is behavioral infrastructure. So it also reflects how we behave. It shapes how we think, it shapes how we decide, and it shapes how we live. So beyond title, I see myself someone who is trying to answer two questions. How do we know what we know? And are we building system that empower human or system that slowly replace human agency? So these questions drive what everything I do.
Lovely. I love the concept which you rightly mentioned is behavioral infrastructure. Behavior, yes, this is something which is missing, and you every time we react based on the situation, and every behavior is different and depends on the situation and person to person. So I'm getting very curious about to know more and more about it as we move forward, and what has transitioned from a technical work which you are doing to a great author. So Govind, I'd like to understand, right? You have spent 2 decades in telecom and IT infrastructure, but how this transition and inspiration comes to you, which you have transitioned from what you are doing into a becoming an author, and especially a thought-provoking author and translated into a book called Threshold Breach.
Yeah, so again, it started with curiosity, but slowly it became concern. In my journey across telecom, across cloud or large scale system, I saw a pattern. We were becoming very good in building system that were
Mhm.
efficient, that were scalable, that were intelligent, but we were not asking enough question about what this system might eventually be look like. So during COVID, what has happened? World was silent. Then my inner question become louder. I asked myself, what is the purpose of everything I have learned? Can I make complex idea into simple and meaningful for people? And that's how my inner, that's how my intent to become writer was born. It was not as fiction, but as a reflection of where we are heading. So I had written many books. I will talk about all those books in subsequent discussion. But you said about Threshold Breach. So Threshold Breach, my first volume is already in market, which talks about when artificial intelligence decide. So it talks about warning and first awakening. So I have also articulated my second volume, which is Nexus 2.0. It will be in market, you can say, in next one and a half month. And there will be third volume as well, post human accord. So just wanted to share good news with you. So first volume, my intent was to make it cinematic, and I had shared with one film director based in South. I will not name him because that discussion is still on. But if everything goes fine, you can see movie out of it. So you can see movie out of Threshold Breach. So let us hope some positive outcome will come post that discussion. So that is expected in a month time frame. I will come to know whether he is moving ahead or not. So let us hope for the best.
Lovely. So it's a very important message which you are giving to the audience is what is you are doing and what is your imagination. Now that's part which most of the people are suppressing or ignoring because now from a corporate world to a book to a now discussion with the movie directors, I think this is a true point which anyone can get motivated, inspired, and thank you, Govind, for making this a milestone. Not for you, but for the generations to come. Right? Thank you so much, and we wish really very best for all your conversations going on. And yeah, I have seen you already with a lot of celebrities on the LinkedIn portal. So I'm pretty much sure this book is going to create a new blockbuster, in the world of cinemas. So best of luck.
Thanks a lot.
Right. Uh, a, a curiosity you rightly mentioned, but I really want to understand was there a specific moment or insight in your career which is you are doing, day in day out that actually triggered the idea behind this story.
Right, so good question. So, in fact, right from childhood, a very well-known Japanese technique, asking why 5 times in succession to drill down and uncover the fundamental root cause. So, this curiosity was there right from my childhood. There wasn't a dramatic moment, but there was one constant habit. I always asked why. So, across technology, across role, across geography, these questions stayed with me. And over time, I realized something deeper. Technology give us answer, but philosophy give us meaning. And that realization become foundation of my writing. My first book, Entangled Reality, The Conflict and Collaboration Between Physics and Mathematics, it is Amazon bestseller globally. It was number one in India, number one in UK, number one in US. So in all the market where it was listed, it was number one in metaphysics category. And in fact, I had analyzed all the listing in US market. And this was the only book in metaphysics category in top 100 representing India. So this was one asking why. So one should be curious and one should ask why, at least 5 times or multiple times till he get into root of this understanding. So that is one methodology I use quite frequently. Another methodology which I frequently use is knowledge canvas. So people also call it Juhari window. So it is four window. It's just a framework for research. So if you map complete information or knowledge available globally, you can plot it in four quadrant. So first quadrant is known horizon. What you know. So you know what you know. So this is okay. Second
Mhm.
is intuition territory. So what you don't know. So that is again known to you. Is something you need to analyze, something you need to do research. And third is research zone. What you don't know. And fourth one is dark zone. So dark zone is what you don't know. So again, this is dark zone, and what I understand from different sources, whatever information available globally, we only 10% is in known horizon. The rest all are in dark zone. So there is enough scope of discovering new things. So in fact, when I started writing my book, my first book was Entangled Reality. And there also one question came into mind. Everything has a limitation. There
Mhm.
are enough to do. Say, for example, if you take math, so math is not complete. There are more mathematic branch will come. Say, for example, we are talking, so there is no equation or derivation which talks about, or there is no equation for our emotion, our thought, our love, and all those things. So those mathematics branch is going to emerge. Similarly, in physics also, there are so many unknowns. We don't have tangible answer. So I targeted the dark zone, or you can say dark zone, where there was no information available, and I stitched my book accordingly.
Wow. What you know, you know. What you don't know, that you should also aware. You know what you don't know.
Right. Yeah, what you don't know. So
You know.
nobody knows. So again, that is pure research domain, and people should explore that. So in fact, I browsed Google a lot, and many a times I explored what is that which is not available in globally not available. And in fact, if you see my first book, Entangled Reality, discussion between two subjects, that is altogether unique concept. There is no such transcript or book available in the market where two subjects talking to each other, challenging each other. Sometimes they are collaborating, sometimes they are conflicting, sometimes physics follow math, sometimes math follow physics. And again, good thing about that book is there is no equation, no derivation, it's pure philosophy.
Hmm. Yes, yes. And also, first of all, there's a very important point which you mentioned. The important point I want to bring here is as our normal philosophy, right? Our normal way of working. Now, the people who are working in their zone from last so many years, they may be a subject matter expert, but when it comes to move out of their comfort zone, out of their part, where they are totally blank. So, if we have to move forward, if we have to grow, that the dark zone which you rightly mentioned is something which has to be explored properly, and people can
Correct.
become great project managers, great scholars, but when it comes to their own life, they are 100% blank, or they are confused.
Yeah, fully agree. So people should try to discover something which is not known to anybody. And I will talk in subsequently, like there is complete universe life cycle in my mind. So we'll discuss that. So
Yeah, sure. Sure. But thanks for bringing that one. I love this concept. What you don't know, you don't know. And is once you get this, then you get a direction and you get a purpose. And that's what is missing, right? And once you have that part, then the life become much more systematic, disciplined, and you know what you're going to achieve. So, to our viewers, whatever the books we are referring here and the which has been put so much thought processes around it, these are must for you, or they should be part of your library. And I urge that you should go one by one and get the benefit from the wisdom of Mr. Govind.
thanks.
Uh, your book talk about powerful AI nexus, right? Who is aiming to eliminate human error, and that's what the expectation from everyone from the AI which is emerging, right? But what inspired this concept, first of all, and how close do you think that we are into this reality situation?
Right. So technologically, we are not fully there yet, but structurally and socially, we are closer to that, we think. And today we already trust system for all the recommendations. Say, for example, if you want to go for a movie, you look for recommendation in social media, all the decisions and even judgments. So the real shift is not when AI become powerful. The real shift is when human stop questioning. And that's what the Nexus represent. It's not a villain, it's a direction. So the Nexus story, if you see the my science fiction novel, is there was one master AI which was designed to control all artificial intelligence system, and subsequently few students in IIT realized that AI has started doing something new without even asking or getting endorsement from human. So that triggered a panic and they countered AI. So my request would be just go through that science fiction movie, you will science fiction novel, will you will find plenty of interesting things, and probably that's the reason the film director is also liking it. It's
Uh,
all in India context, conflict between human and AI, and how human has curtailed AI with altogether new scientific concept, quantum entanglement lock, that you will
So,
find only in my books. You will not find quantum entanglement lock, the concept which I had used in my book, in public domain.
noted. I'm becoming more excited. So, what you're saying that the the character Nexus has, which is an AI character. Now he is taking his own decisions without the need of any human, and that's where becoming a triggering or panic point where the scholars or the researcher think that this system is going out of the control, and now when it is going out of the control, it can create a either it can be become a useful or a destruction for the mankind.
Right.
Ah, so I'm pretty much sure, and now I understand why the director is coming to you because that's curiosity. What if the system goes beyond the control or the system can start taking the decisions? I'm pretty much sure the Terminator, which comes in our mind right now, there will be a Terminator 4.0, right? In our telecom world with what we talk about like industry vendor. But yes, thanks for bringing that important point. And it is very important because we all are getting habitual of all the AI tools, right? But now what happened when the system become the model becomes so and so intelligent and they start bypassing the human controls. Interesting. Um, so when we talk about this, when we are talking about this story, right, it's talk about this critical question. So I would like to focus on the efficiency and stability. Whether this efficiency and stability come at the cost of human freedom, and what is important from your perspective to explore this conflict.
Right, right. So fantastic question. So because I believe the next disruption is not going to be technical, it is going to be psychological. So system efficiency, we all know that is giving us comfort, stability, which is further giving predictability, and freedom is giving the identity. And when we start trading freedom for efficiency, we must be conscious and ask what are we giving up. So those things we need to decide whether we are giving up comfort for freedom or for freedom for stability. So there is a trade-off. So we need to decide and see how human can coexist with artificial intelligence. And in fact, that narration is in my third volume of this novel, Post-Human Accord, where there is a mechanism which was designed and derived globally, how human is going to coexist with artificial intelligence. So human realized that there is no fallback. So once everything is accepted, artificial intelligence capabilities are accepted, it doesn't make sense to go down. So we need to learn how to live with this system. So that is coming in volume 3. So good question.
Um, I'm pretty much sure now this every phase is a motivational for you, and I can predict now there are many books or many volume which will be coming, and we will get on that particular subject. And take my words, Govind, the way you are taking this thought process into your writing, which you are an excellent writer, and the way you are taking it in the phases, it's really remarkable. And I'm
Right, Karan?
sure the readers who are going with your books through this phase, they will get all their puzzles solved in their head, and they will, and you never know, like which scholar or which researcher will take that concept and make something the product out of it. So thank you so much for bringing that particular point. I'm really very excited and curious about your all the books which is in your pipeline. Now, as you mentioned about Nexus, I want to know about more about this character. You call it character, you call it product. I don't know what the right word should be there. But is this a villain or a hero? Right? That's the
Uh,
first thing I want to know, and and how it is reflecting the human ambition. That is also it's a point of discussion.
Right. So in fact, Nexus was designed by human to solve the global problem. So in fact, it's a, you can say a master artificial intelligence system, which was assigned responsibility to control all the artificial intelligence system globally available. So it's not a human. Nexus is a human ambition taken to logical extreme. So it's not a villain. And I
Mm.
don't know how the film director is going to cast this Nexus, whether it would be some individual or something virtual. I don't know. But yeah, good question. So Nexus, we cannot say Nexus as a villain. It's a human creation.
No, if it is coming to the what you say the production house, right? Where everyone is look for some masala. Otherwise, that's the reason it will create a hook and it will create an interest. I'm sure they are so creative to give a right golden shape for this character. But one question, if such machines go out of the control, right? Now, is there any way to just plug out their electricity power cable and they become what you say become standstill at that point? Is this thing really happen? Is this the way to control these machines, or there should be some thresholds which in your thought process, if they go beyond that, they should be immediately self stopping mechanism should be there.
So again, good question. So there is no fallback or there is no hot switch like you switch off your light, your fan. So there is nothing like that in at least in my book. And technically also that is very difficult to implement. If something has already been accepted and adopted globally, it's very difficult to shut it down.
Hmm. Okay. No, that gave me some direction about the question, but yes, you answered it perfectly. There's no hot switch like this. Just plug it out, and the machines gets on hold. No. Now, yeah, please.
So again, so it's not completely possible to shut down, but yeah, directionally it's a yes. So we are entering a world where system don't command, they guide us, they and over time the guidance has become influence, and this influence shift the behavior and norms. The guidance subtle the system suggestion, and the subtle shift from guidance to influence is the core tension throughout the threshold bridge.
Hmm. Yeah, this situation, I'm pretty much sure the readers will get the answers while they were going through the threshold breach, and all these combinations, the what if scenarios, the worst scenario, the best scenarios have been considered. I'm pretty much sure the it gives a different environment and different thought process and different outcomes and the imaginations for our readers. Thank you so much for that. Uh, one point, which one theme which you rightly mentioned all the time, and in your vodcasts, in your interviews as well, is the tension between control and the freedom. So, in today's world, we already moving toward that system that's control human decisions.
Yeah, yes, and often without realizing it. So today we trust system that suggests what to watch, what to read, what to buy, what to believe, and that filters the information. So we are not getting 100% information that is filtered by the system, and basis the filtered information we are deciding. So and we are accepting. So because it make life easier, but the shift is subtle. So optimization slowly becoming control here.
Hmm.
So your suggestion, filtration, and decision, everything is governed by artificial intelligence these days.
Hmm. Yeah, and there's a chance of doing some manipulation also. Let's take a example of Google reviews, right? So if someone has to book a hotel, so they generally go for reviews, right? And there may be chance because the system is so scalable and so fast that there can be a misuse of the system as well.
Yeah, so I will answer it in more philosophical way. So technology is never neutral. All technology has certain intention, and that intention is from the person or the from the organization who has discovered that technology. So it is not going to be neutral. It will be biased and tilted towards the organization which has created that technology. So you are right.
Hmm. Because the way we look at the AI, or we expect from AI that everything should be done in an automatic manner based on the prompts. I'm referring to ChatGPT, right? And the second thing, that it should be scalable. So if both the things are controlled and the power of this scalability comes in my hand, then definitely I can tweak, I can present a different story of what I want to present in front of the in front of the world.
Yeah, correct. So that's what probably large companies like Google or likes of ChatGPT, all those Anthropic, they are doing. So they are dictating, or you can say they are virtually controlling what they want, in which direction society should move.
Mm. So this raised to a very important question, society. So I refer to the book again. The public in your story begins to support Nexus for the sake of stability, right? That is important point. But do you think that society today is also trading freedom for convenience?
Yeah, 100% agree. So we are doing that. So say, I will give you simple example. Say for
Mm,
example, Google Map. So I am using Google Map for last 15 years, and earlier I I used to trust my mind. I used to see what is the road infrastructure, the building, the other details, and I used to take decisions. So Google used to run in parallel, but I used to take decision. But gradually, what has happened? We stopped thinking and we just start following the system. Say, for example, I'm in Gurgaon for last 20 years, but even today, I have to go from one place to another place. I know the road, I know everything, but still I switch on Google and I follow the blue line.
mm,
So yeah, we are gradually getting dependent on technology for each and every decision.
mm. And now it's all about the mind of someone sitting at the back end who is controlling Google Map, and they can play and they can redirect our route based on his mood, I must say.
Yeah, you are right. So, say for example, there is a new mall. So maybe well, Google or somebody sitting at the back end will always route the traffic through that mall so that
Mm.
people can see that mall and step in the mall without knowing that they are getting influenced. So
Yes.
those things are, if you go into micro detail, that thing might be happening today.
And you always talk about uh, the assistive AI and authoritative AI. First of all, what are these two words and how they are useful and how they are interlinked?
So again, assistive AI and authoritative AI. So if you see my science fiction novel, so there are three phases. So you start from dictation phase. Dictation phase, in the sense you can compare it with calculator. So whatever input you feed to calculator, it will give you output. 2 plus 2 is 4. Then from there, it's a conversation phase. So nowadays we are in conversation mode with artificial intelligence. So say for example, if you ask one question to chat GPT, it will answer that question and it will also throw some suggestions. And from that, it's governance mode. Governance mode, in the sense, even in my book, you will see the conflict between artificial intelligence and human, that who is governing whom, whether we are governing AI or AI is governing us. So the line is assistive AI or authoritative AI. This line is not technical, it's behavioral. And the moment we stop questioning the system, we cross the line.
Mhm. And as a in a general practice, we are following, we are experiencing both the assistive AI and the authoritative AI outcomes, right? We are product of the product which we have developed in making the decisions.
Correct.
Right. And every time we talk about, the models which we have been generated, that's what the AIs talk about, right? The models and everything. So more and more data we are giving it up, delivering, and the data sets, the more model become the refinement. So is this a is this a reality or coming? It should be a coming reality that even what I'm thinking, the AI will give me the answers before that. Is that the possibility?
Yeah. Yeah, it is there. So you can AI read your mind, and many a times without questioning, AI knows your behavior, and you just sit in front of AI. It will start throwing something which you had inquired in past or something like that. So that is quite possible. So AI is going to dictate your behavior.
Mm. Again, the interesting and I can think of very useful use cases around it. But yes, if it looks into the destructive mode, there is no limit, right? It can go into anywhere.
Correct.
I hope this war which is going on right now is not a part of the is not been the destructive influence
You
of the
never know.
AI. Yeah, exactly. And we
Yeah,
have seen some of the data center has been targeted. So
right. So war is happening at two front. One
mm,
on ground and second on social media.
right, exactly. Yes,
And it is, and in fact, on ground, it's difficult to manipulate. But in social media, what we see, what we observe, I'm sure that is manipulated.
manipulated. Correct. Right. Okay. Is it a reality or is it right to say at this moment that we are also outsourcing our thinking to these machines?
Yeah. So again, it start with convenience. So control will not arrive as a force, it will arrive as a convenience. And from convenience, next phase is dependency. So
Mm.
every a time, if you are comfortable or convenient in using some tool, then gradually you will become dependent, and dependency will be again turned out to be vulnerability. So I had given you the Google Map example. There are a number of examples which you can see, from convenience shifting to dependency, and from dependency shifting to vulnerability without knowing whether where we are going.
But how dangerous is this trade-off? And I must say it's a silent trade-off, right?
It's a silent trade-off, and again, it depends on how you take it. So again, I had given neutral view in all three volumes. If you read all the three volumes, ultimately you will find neutral view, that human has to live with AI, and there are some modalities, some guidelines, some roadmap, like how AI and human are going to live together. So we cannot, in my book also, so authority should, all final authority should
Mhm.
always be under human control. And that's
Mm.
what reflect in my book. So in first volume, AI tried to overtake human. Then in second volume, we decided to switch off the nexus. because we found that Nexus is responsible for everything. So in second volume, we had switched off the Nexus. Then we realized that nothing has changed. Everything is working as it is. And in fact, you will find very interesting stuff in my second volume, democracy between artificial intelligence system. So again, for each and every decision, we cannot trust one artificial intelligence, and that is also happening today. You find the same command in ChatGPT, same command in Gemini, and same command in Cloud, and then you decide. So those things are going to happen down the line. So it has to be in democratic way.
And what, as an individual, right? What are the signs I should notice that which can give me a warning, or where should I? Because if I have to control, this is something which I have to deliver some inputs. But during my course of journey, during my convenience, dependency, but I will be more outsourcing my task to that particular system. Now, what individual has to look into this as a warning sign where he or she should stop himself feeding these networks?
So, right. So, again, the biggest sign is simple when we stop questioning, because the biggest risk is not AI taking over, but it's human willingly stopping, human willingly stepping back. So many a times we just step back and just put everything on AI to decide
Mm.
without questioning. So, right. So that is the biggest sign.
Yeah, exactly. And there should be a check also that the dependency should be limited. Not everything what is in your mind should not be becoming a code and should be driven by the machines which has been work created for some particular task. Um, as humans, it's a very interesting correct. It's a very interesting topic, right? So I want to ask one simple question, that is human unpredictability behavior is still our biggest strength?
Fantastic question. So again, this is not technical, this is philosophical question. So AI is powerful with pattern, but human operate beyond pattern. Many things, many decisions we do without any pattern. So we operate in context, we operate with meaning, and we operate in uncertainty. And that's where our strength lies, which
Hmm.
AI cannot do.
So when I say unpredictability, can I say it's a creativity also? I can make.
Yeah, you can say that. So AI will decide only on the pattern or the data which we had fed them for learning. But there could be a number of scenarios. Understanding is still evolving. So in those cases, AI can't take any decision. Say, for example, the legal system. If altogether a new kind of case popped up, which has not happened in past, AI will not able to provide any input or judgment, so that human has to intervene.
Hmm. You touched me on a very important point, which is a fear to across millions of people, professionals, that they said, and they are in a true thought process that AI will take their jobs. And I think those things which can be copy paste in the form of code, that can these jobs are definitely in the danger. But the point which you rightly mentioned, unpredictability, the creativity. If you are into a creative domain, on that's your job is to bring creativity into your domain, so that you have at least two steps ahead of the AI, and that's help you to use them and also secure your job and the future. So thanks for
Right.
bringing that important part.
Yeah, again, AI deals with historical data, not the future data, which human knows, which human can predict.
Uh, and obviously the your judgment with historical trends, there I always talk and I always mention that AI is your personal secretary, not your master. So you
Correct.
whatever the data you feed, whatever the prompts you want to give, whatever the outcome you want to get from that particular machine which is intelligent, and you have to control it, and it will give you the fantastic results with the proof points.
Correct.
Mm. Uh, when we talk about this creativity, right? Uh, Sorry, I'm taking a longer time into this topic, but this is very important because this give a breather to the people who have been affected with the recent layoff and everything. So when I talk about the creativity, we talk about our imagination, we talk about our intuition, right? So how the leaders or an individual balance the data sets and the intuition side by side.
Right. So again, intuition is not randomness. It is compressed experience, you can say. And in that situation where data is incomplete, is still evolving, human still have an edge. So my suggestion would be we should build our credible capabilities in those domains which are evolving, which in which we can have some edge.
Hmm. It's a very deep thought, I'm pretty much sure this discussion can take another 1 hour. It's because there are so many parts and very interesting parts to remain hooked on. I will park this question for our coming podcast in the future podcast. But thanks for bringing that particular intuition topic in the discussion. Millions of people will get benefit out of it. Thank you so much. Uh, in the previous points, you mentioned about quantum part, right? So what does the quantum entanglement lock symbolize? If you can make it in a very simple language.
Yeah. So quantum entanglement is like two events happen simultaneously. It's in physics.
Mhm.
So I had devised quantum entanglement lock in my science fiction novel, and it represents something very important, a boundary that cannot be automated, a layer of human authority that must always remain with human. So here also, so in fact, if you read the novel, how this nexus was controlled. So there was the weakness of any artificial intelligence tool is they have they don't know much about philosophy. They are not trained on psychology. So all those things they are weak. You can say that is still evolving, and they are weak. So here, what has happened? Few students from IIT has used the concept of quantum entanglement lock. So there is a virtual lock between human consciousness and the nexus. So once many people democratically provide the consciousness to take certain decision basis that decision nexus should take initiative for new kind of things. So there
Mm.
is curtail of the nexus power, and the quantum entanglement lock uh, funda is used in my novel.
So when you say lock, so it's a simple that it is
It's
the
a
nexus
threshold.
is it's a
Lock is
threshold.
threshold. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a threshold. Beyond that, AI has to ask human before taking any decision.
Yeah. Because someone
And that is not from one person, that is collectively from human,
Correct, so
many people,
so
basis consciousness.
that's yeah, exactly. So that's where the boundaries has been created and the lock or the threshold has been put across that, you know, access within this, you are free. Beyond that,
Yeah,
you
you
have to
have to
come
take
back to
permission.
you have to come back to us, right? Exactly. And I'm pretty much sure over the time this boundaries can get extended also based on the control what has been developed for that particular system by the humans. So
Correct.
uh, again, there's an interesting point that every time these system, if they have to cross the boundary, they have to take a human validation, human approval, or someone has to give them a go ahead. In our corporate world, we could say go ahead. So that's also will be possible here, or there will be a some thin line where the system becomes so powerful that it can remove or it can unlock these barriers automatically.
So again, it depends on us how we code the system. So because responsibility cannot be delegated to machine. So
Mm,
for standard like opening a gate or something like that, you can fully delegate to artificial intelligence system. But for critical decision in medical field, which has wider consequences, there should be man in the middle or human consent for those kind of decision.
mm.
So, in fact, I had also written a book on AI ethics and morality, and that talks about that thing. So, it's I will that talks about that aspect, like
Uh,
what is ethical, what is not ethical for AI, and what should be the logic and other details should be considered while designing the code.
mm. Is it a right statement or right thought process if something bad happened or something error happened, at this time, uh, it should not be fully responsibility of AI. The human angle is also there, and the person who has developed it and the person who is controlling it is the first person who become accountable. Is that the right thought process?
Yeah, so if you see there is a framework FATPH. So there should be fairness in court. There should be accountability. Accountability in the sense that somebody should be accountable, and it can't be machine. So the
Hmm.
person who has designed the code or the guideline from the government or someone has to be accountability. So fairness, accountability, there should be transparency. Transparency in the sense that whatever is there, it should not be black box. So basis the input and the output, there should be some logic basis with AI should decide. And there should be privacy. So privacy is important. So if your data is being used by artificial intelligence, it should be basis your consent. So there should be privacy and human right or human in the middle. So for many decisions, there should be human consent in the middle. So this is again FATPH framework, and that is part of my book Moral Code. That is also in the market. The guidelines for you can say developing a code or developing artificial intelligence use case.
Yeah, because these are very important. If the frameworks are not being defined, or uh, there's some deviations which is happening as the journey continues, the framework will also get molded based on the development phases and the future roadmaps. So everyone has to be developed and agreed on these compliances which has been directed by the framework authorities. So the moral AI, I love this word.
Right.
And there should not be a shortcut that human can just should not become accountable. They are the one who has to take the decision.
Yes,
They have to take.
machine cannot be accountable. So you can't put accountability to machine.
Hmm.
Someone has to be accountable, and that should be human or some agency or some government.
Correct, correct. And in the book itself, you mentioned about the concept of human exhaustion as a hidden risk. What exactly is this? Really a risk, or it's just a co-working with the AI and humans still have the upper hand?
Uh, Human exhaustion, yeah. So control is rarely taken away, it is given away. And the reason is simple, it's human exhaustion. So many things you see while deciding, while processing, while reacting over time, people prefer system to decide because they are fed up. So if you cannot, they are exhausted of taking same decision again and again, and they just outtask it to uh, AI. So earlier, if you see, earlier we used to outtask our mechanical work. Say, for example, cloth we had given to washing machine, for cooking and all we had given to microwave. But of late, what has happened, we had also started outsourcing thinking to the machine. So brain is
Mm.
also being outsourced to artificial intelligence. So that is that there should be some checks and balances.
Hmm. So obviously, we as a people in our day-to-day life, we are already experiencing this exhaustion. You have given a
Right.
beautiful example, right? So, uh, still, is it a good thing or bad thing? We don't know. Like convenience, yes, 100%, 10 out of 10, right? But when it comes to the real moral of a human, right? What makes human different from the other species? So that's the thought process. And now we are into this dangerous zone that if that will also gets outsourced, then what's the use?
Yeah, there should be some checks and balance. So I am not against outsourcing, but there should be some checks and balances.
Hmm. Right. And how can this individual stay conscious and resist this drift? That is also important because you rightly mentioned check and balance, and someone has to follow that, right? So
Right.
how a person can remain conscious about it?
Yeah. So again, individual can be conscious by staying engaged, by questioning, by remembering that convenience should not replace the awareness. Convenience should, whatever you are doing, you should be aware. So convenience should not replace awareness. That's what I want to say to
Hmm.
individual.
Now, if I look at the Gen Zs or if I look at this generation, they are spending most of the time on the Instagram, putting the reels and everything. And this is
Hmm.
a very easy thing which they are outsourcing and everyone has their chat GPT on their mobiles. So I was on a personal vacations and at the hill station, I was just looking, the road has been blocked just by someone just to take the reels, and and you think that the social responsibility, the traffic jam is at the back. You cannot stop a car in the at the edge of the narrow road. Even it can create a disruption in that traffic flow. And just to take a few pictures and put on the Instagram. This is the whole motive. So uh, how practical that this shift from a generation to the awareness will it happen? Honestly, I don't have any answer.
Right.
And it was not a Gen Z's. I don't blame them, right? I'm not going to. It's a family, and the family has a grandfather, like that. The grandfathers. They have a parents. They have the couple, as well as the little kids also. So they all are a part of a tribe, and this actually has created a lot of I don't know where we are heading to.
Right.
And coming back to the topic, sorry for that, but yes, when you say
Yeah, it's
awareness,
good discussion. So I am liking it.
it's a regular because every day we are seeing, right? That's the reason the Instagram and the Reels and the other things are getting popular, like TikTok at one time, right?
Hmm.
So, but and now if they are putting the AI on top of it, so I'm really very worried about the personal security, the face cloning. We can think about a various adverse and the various bad use cases which is coming out when you are handling your personal data or your personal identity on such platforms. So there should be some check and balances by the individual and also by the authorities to not to misuse the identities.
Yeah, fully agree.
Hmm. So again, it leads to another important question that how to build a system with responsibility by design. And
Right, right. Fantastic question. So we are building system faster than we are defining their boundaries. So system is built first and boundaries are defined later. Even in telecom, we treated system as critical infrastructure. AI must be treated in the same way, not just innovation, but responsibility by design. So we should define boundary first before scaling, before establishing the ethical and operational limit of every system. We should treat AI as an infrastructure like telecom, apply the same rigor to artificial intelligence as we do to critical telecom and cloud system. We have certain policies and guidelines which all the telcos follow. So there should be similar guideline for AI also. And again, it should be responsibility by design. So we should embed accountability into architecture, not an afterthought. but as a foundation. And as I highlighted earlier in my book Moral Code, the FATPH framework, that should be applicable here as well.
I'm pretty much sure the policy makers are going to get a lot insights because of your hybrid experience and blended knowledge of that coming from a telecom industry where the infrastructure has been, you are expert into that, putting some intelligence on top of it, running the network, and then now it's time for where the AI is sitting on top of all these data sets, uh, making on these bigger 5G pipelines, cloud structures, and then this flavor of how this AI works on this system is going to create a lot of value to the policymakers. So I must uh, request them to go with your book, Moral AI. It is going to create a wonder for them and give a new perspective of what they are doing from last so many years. So,
Right, so good thing. So in fact, I would like to highlight here. So that book is still not in market, but in my third volume, Post-Human Accord, I had coined altogether different term, which is kernel ethics. So, in fact, everything should not be given to software to control. So, there should be some control with on hardware also. So that kernel ethics will have something embedded in hardware which restricts software to or you which define the boundary of software. So that is just a concept which I
mm,
had put it in, which I am going to put in novel. Whether that will happen on ground or not, I don't know, but that is just a concept. So there's hardware should also play similar role as software is playing in artificial intelligence.
true, true. But
And
yeah,
that
someone.
my concept should come to ground also, kernel ethics.
Mm.
So it
Yeah,
should be built in operating system itself.
yeah. So someone has to think about it, and that's where the creativity. So whatever your experience is from the network telecom domain, and whatever the information you have taken from the AI part, and you are hybriding, and that's what that this is what the things are missing today. Everyone is working in silos, but that bridge between what has been done and inventions going in that domain in the telecom plus what the AI can do and how can we use it. That's where the your expertise are coming into, and I'm really very honored to learn from all these factors, all these pointers which you are bringing on this podcast, as well as you have penned down all these points in writing a book, which is not an easy thing. So hats off to you, Mr. Govind, for that.
Thanks a lot.
Right. Uh, you always talk about AI as an enabler, and that's what you talk about. This is the future of AI, but it can only become an enabler if it's aligned. So, share your thoughts on this particular topic of alignment.
Yeah. So you are right. So AI will be an enabler, amplifying human capabilities and expanding what is possible. But if it is aligned, if it is not aligned, it can become decision layer above the human and quietly replacing human authority with algorithmic outcome. So that goal is not power. It is alignment with human values.
Hmm. Right. And that's where you mentioned about check and balances, the lock, quantum lock.
A quantum entanglement lock.
Yeah, exactly.
Even you will not find this word in on Google.
Exactly. Let me give you a very honest opinion. When someone says quantum, okay, the one thing which comes in anyone's mind, which come from this industry is a big data centers. Some liquid is coming from the pipes, and someone says, "Look, there's an atom flowing into this," and then the glass pipes are there, and then it is coming into one some big container. That's the quantum uh, visualization is something which comes automatically in everyone's mind, right? But when you say quantum lock, and you said, okay, what is this thing like? Is the machines have this small type of pipes which is controlling as a lock? So it all
Uh,
depends on the visualization,
it's
right?
direct interface between multiple brain and AI,
Uh,
which works in democratic fashion. That's
exactly.
what I had described.
No, no, I agree with
Yeah.
that. And actually, this is one of the beautiful use case, right? We all know about the quantum, the energies, the computing, and everything which you're talking about. But now, one of the use case to control these machines, uh, in the form of the creating of boundaries and influencing their decision and controlling their decisions, and still making human accountable. It's not a simple journey. It's a interconnection of each and everything, but in a beautiful and a controlled manner. And I really am very very excited, and now I'm more excited about the movie. So best of luck for that.
So
That will
let us see. It's too early to
uh,
conclude, but
so,
if everything goes fine, so
yeah, best of luck, right? But yes, I'm
thanks.
pretty sure the director's creativity is more than what we have just talking about. And during the journey, he has already he or she, I don't know, has already casted his celebrity actors also, right? Which role will be
Right,
given
right.
to
So
him.
again, just to give you more insight, so this director is based in South Tamil Nadu, and his comment on the script which I had shared that your script is fantastic, but emotion part is missing there, and that is my job.
We call it masala in Bollywood, and now it's
Yes,
not
yes.
everybody. Right, right. That's fine. I totally agree with you. But your expertise, and you have written across multiple domains, whether it's the science, AI, philosophy, telecom. I should not forget that thing. Telecom is your one of the biggest strength. So, and now there are so many books are also in the pipeline, as you rightly mentioned. So, how do all your works gets interconnected?
Right, fantastic question. So that is actually a very important question because on the surface, my books looks very different. Some are from science, some are from AI, some are from telecom, and some are fiction. But if you see at the deeper level, they are all exploring the same question. What is the relationship between intelligence, system, and human existence? So, for example, in Entangled Reality, I explored the relationship between physics and mathematics and essentially asking, does reality follow our equation or equation define what reality is? And again, my first book was a global bestseller, so I decided to enhance it further. And I had created framework for 5 volume series of Entangled Reality. So it start with physics and mathematics, which is duality. And I had in volume 2, I have introduced one more character, which is consciousness. So if something has not been seen by anybody or viewed by anybody, that thing doesn't exist. So it is again a quantum physics theory. So third character, consciousness will come into picture, which will see both math and physics from outside. Then volume 3 is going to be birth of meaning. So birth of meaning in the sense ki imagination. So to what extent you can imagine? So brain has certain limit. You can imagine to what extent you can imagine that is going to be described in volume 3. In volume 4, realization or you can say awakening. So you can imagine anything, but will you be able to realize it? Will you be able to do it? So that would be realization phase, and a moment will come where nothing new thing has to be discovered. So everything which is there in universe, everything is known to human, and that will be saturation phase. And after that, dissolution will start. So in dissolution phase, which you can say end of universe. So that is going to be my 5th volume. So I had stitched 5 volume series of Entangled Reality. So let us see how it comes. So volume two is which is consciousness along with physics and mathematics. It's more or less in good shape. So I'm expecting to release within 1.5 month time frame, and other volume will follow. So this will complete cycle of the universe, right from the beginning origin to the end of the universe, where you will see कि math will start collapsing, physics will start collapsing. So all physics formula will die. So those things have, it's more emotional. So it's complete philosophy book. It has, there are concept of physics and mathematics and other things, but it is more philosophy. So philosophy, you
Mm.
can see there is no conclusion in philosophy. It is just a perspective or view. So that is there in tangled reality. In addition to that, there are other books in pipeline. In fact, as I indicated earlier, that I started writing right from COVID. But again, I got courage to publish my first book around 6 months back. And fortunately, that became a major bestseller. So I revived all my manuscript and refined it. So there is a book. There are many fiction and non-fiction book. I will just highlight some of them. So there is book Mathematics and Universe. So mathematics, you can see mathematics is everywhere. So whatever you see, whatever you feel, whatever you touch, be it physics, chemistry, biology, politics, religion, architecture, stock market, everywhere there is mathematics. So I had listed, I found around 80, 90 topic where mathematics has a role. So, so mathematics and universe, that is one book. Then time. So again, time we all know, just biological time, day, night, and all. But there are seven different kind of time. So there is
Ah.
quantum time. Quantum time has no beginning, no end. There is thermodynamic time. Thermodynamic time starts like entropy. So it's based on entropy, physics, entropy. So it is one directional. There is biological time. There is cosmic time, which starts from Big Bang. So there are six, seven different types of time. And I captured that in my book, Time and Untangled. It's still in draft phase. Then knowledge canvas. So knowledge canvas, as I said, the Juhari window, four window framework, known, 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 unknown. So there is a book on that as well, and that is pure management book for decision making. Then physics I just listed during COVID only. Like there are so many unknown things in physics, which we
Mm.
don't know, which we don't have tangible explanation. Like Big Bang, black hole, dark matter. There are so many things. So I had just listed 60, 70 topics, and out of which I had selected 21. So 21 mysteries of physics. Then there are fiction books as well. So this is first book is already published and that is doing good. There are other fiction books in pipeline. One is with respect to parallel world. So Project Spiegel. So Project Spiegel, two Berlin, one choice. So this is I'll just share a very brief summary. So in during Second World War, you can say in 1929, there was a big debate between democracy and communism, which form of government is better. So at
Mm.
that point of time, using bifurcation calculus, so bifurcation calculus you will find only in my book. It's not there in on Google. So using bifurcation calculus, the Berlin was split in two parts. One was ruled by democratic form of government, and other was ruled by autocratic or you can say communist form of government. And that was programmed for 80 years. So both were ruled separately. But again, in that book, same person exists in democratic form or same person exists in autocratic form. And everything is possible using quantum physics theory. So there are at least 20 to 25 odd quantum physics principles used in that book. And when they decided to merge, there were three possibilities. So kill one Berlin or kill another Berlin or merge both. So in merging, there were so many challenges. Like you cannot put or plot two memory on one timeline. So say for example, you exist both in world A and world B. You have different memory set in world A, different memory set in world B. And if both are merged, then you have only one timeline. So you can have only one memory. Say, for example, now you are talking to me in world A and you are doing something else in world B. And if it is merged, so either one has to vanish. So there will
Mm.
be situation of memory leak and lot of chaos. So that is again in pipeline. Let us see. So again, I had written it basis Hollywood. Like if I find somebody in Hollywood, this will definitely fascinate me. Then consciousness protocol. So consciousness protocol in the sense ki we are already talking about brain implant. So brain implant is sooner or later is going to happen. And in my book, in next 15 to 20 years, I had stated it by 2048. So most of the people will have brain implant and there is no need to study. So whatever information is available globally, you can get the dump of everything using implant. There will be some concept of share memory or something like that. And in fact, some announcement came as per that book that world is going to end in exactly 6 months. And there was a lot of chaos, catastrophe. a lot of politics around that. So that is covering that. So there are so many books in pipeline. I have framework for that. And one by one, I will be releasing. So let us see how it works.
Wow. Uh, uh, right now we are talking about the AI and other things, but now you have moved into a different way where how the world looks like and brain implant 2048. No need to study. Wow. Means
Right.
and obviously it's a your brain is a memory, right? With the analytical. So definitely AI and the old dumb data are coming together and obviously, and then there is an intuition of becoming a creative by inside. I think the picture will be a different story, in the next 20, 30, 40 years down the line.
Yes, so we are going to have shared memory. So again, that would be again controlled. Like every memory will be mapped to some data center, and all data center will be connected. So whatever information you need, say for example, what are you thinking, or what you had thought yesterday. So those things, it is possible to get through that memory implant. So there are so many possibilities and scenarios. I had captured some of them. I just its outline. So I tried to capture some of them. But let us see how it emerge. So that would be interesting story, I can say.
So I'm not sure how much it sounds and how does it give the impression to the audience. But let's say if tomorrow, if the parent wants that my kid should become a doctor, so they should get a brain, a copy of a brain of a expert doctor, maybe a heart surgeon or something.
No, no, no.
Put
So
it
in
there,
book, in book it's there. So say for example, today he want to be doctor and tomorrow he want to be engineer. So he can do both because again, you can say data center, all the brain mapping is there.
Yeah. So earlier it was a profession by the push, right? मेरा बेटा डॉक्टर बनेगा मेरा बेटा इंजीनियर बनेगा so
It's
what you
now
want
it would be now choice. Whatever you want, you do.
you can become right what you want okay yeah,
Yes.
okay I wanted to become a doctor now
And one more thing. So world will move from world of scarcity to world of abundance. So everybody going forward, everything will be done by machine or AI or this kind of concept. So no need to work. You just enjoy party. Only 4 to 5% of population will be working, and it would be government responsibility to take care of rest of the janta as per my book. So let us see whether that will happen on ground or not.
How you get it? Like, I know a lot of people who are struggling to write the one paragraph also, right?
Hmm.
And now, whatever you have mentioned is a very detailed mathematical part, along with the AI imagination, the use cases. But yes, you have to put a lot of your hard work, time, energy, thought process, and there are so many books in your pipeline as well, which you rightly mentioned. So how you get a chance and how you get a time to to think and make it into a book structure?
Right, right. So in fact, I had shared two framework in the beginning, 5 why and knowledge canvas. So if anyone wants to write a book, just use these three framework and write, ask, just see whatever is happening, just ask 5 times why. He will reach at the root of understanding. If he use knowledge canvas, like what you know, what you know, you don't know. So if he use that, he will be able to pinpoint what in which direction he should research. And second thing is discipline. So right from you can say my school days, I have a habit of getting very early. I get up at 4 irrespective of sleeping time, and that habit also helped me. So I dedicate at least 2 to 2 hours, 1 to 2 hour daily. And in work weekend, so sometime I can sit for 6 to 7 hours just thinking and doing something different. So, in fact, that intent should be there. First intent should be there. If anyone wants to write and if he has intent of writing, he is self-motivated, he can write. And I am sure once he gets success, he will get further motivation and he can do it further. So, in fact, you can say, I am writing right from the COVID days. I have written so many scripts. But again, once my first book got recognized globally, I got more motivation and I started writing. So let us see where this journey ends.
How's
But
your
I
experience?
like that.
Yeah, how's your experience? I'm now moving into another topic, but how's your experience with after meeting with Gulshan Grover?
Right, right. So in fact, right, I will say the interesting incident. In fact, we all see his movie, and as per movie, he is Chikka type. But again, he is very qualified. He is alumni of Sri Ram College of Commerce, and he was topper. And at his time, getting even admission in Sri Ram College of Commerce in Delhi was, and even today, it's well, you have to
It's
have
not
at least
easy.
100% marks. And
Hmm.
he had acted in close to 500 movies, and experience was totally different. So in fact, earlier my perception was different. Like they had invited Blue Gulshan Grover, koi aur nahi mila kya. And when I came to know about his background, about his credibility, credentials, academic, I was quite impressed. So don't
Hmm.
judge a person seeing him on screen. So just
Hmm.
see his other qualification and credentials which are not visible on the screen.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because the first thing which comes in the mind is the bad man, right? Which he.
Bad Man. And in
But
fact, he had also launched his book, Bad Man, in the same award ceremony.
oh, lovely.
Yeah, he is author as well.
Wow. No, that's there's so many things which is uncovered because whatever has
Yeah,
been seen on the screen, people will only remember that. And but he played this role, so beautifully that his position is so strong that no one can replace him. If
correct. And he had not only acted in Hindi movie, he had acted in several English movies as well, Hollywood movies.
Hollywood, yeah.
And Bad Man is not about his character, it's his autography.
Yeah, exactly,
He is known
exactly.
as Batman, but actually he's not.
He's not, but yeah, we totally understand. But the it's a character of that of his personality which he built, which is required as per the requirement of the cinema at that time, right?
Right, right.
If you talk about the gang of villains in the Bollywood,
Hmm.
those are four five people which comes in our mind, right? And he's one of
Right,
them.
right,
So
right.
yeah, otherwise, I don't want to bring any masala here. Otherwise, but getting a chance to meet that personality, I'm pretty sure you had a great time with him as well. Uh, it would be a good experience for you.
Yes, yes. And in fact, I also met Mr. Chetan Bhagat, and he had awarded my first book as Visionary in Science, Technology, and Innovation. So I will just show you how
Mm.
my books look like. So this is, I hope this is visible. So this
You
is
are,
my,
yeah, I can see now.
uh, so this is my first book, Entangled Reality, Conflict and Collaboration Between Physics and Mathematics. This is global bestseller. This is my second book about crypto. So this is Crypto Blueprint, a practical guide to investing and securing your digital future. So in fact, motivation behind this book is when I opened crypto account, I was struggling to get information like
Mm.
how to invest, what to do, how crypto market work, what is the technology behind that, what kind of portfolio we should have. So considering that in mind, I had written a book. This is fantastic book covering complete aspect of crypto market. But again, unfortunately, when I launched that, from that time, crypto market is going down. So now it is stabilized and it is moving up. This is my third book,
The moral code,
Moral
yes.
Code, Ethics in the Heart of AI. So I had already spoken about five framework of moral code, and in fact, basis this book, I got an invite for guest speaker for one company, fintech company, and I have to travel to Bangalore for that. That is in third week of April, and this is my fourth book, which we discussed, Threshold Breach, when artificial intelligence decide. So all book has different flavor, but again, all are, as I said, same thought process behind all the books. There are more books in pipeline. In fact, in telecom, So I had already written a book on 6G that is under publication. That will be released in 15-20 days. So initially I had written keeping technical person in mind, but later on I had segregated. So there would be two books on 6G, one for policy, strategy, use cases, and future of communication. So in 6G, I have not covered just 6G. It has also flavor of 7G and it has flavor of interplanetary communication and several communication technologies which are evolving. So
Mm.
again, I have removed some content from that book, which was primarily for CTO organization. So I am going to have separate book for CTO organization, which would be covering 6G. So there would be two books on 6G, one for policy decision or marketing person or person who is curious. And it has artificial intelligence flavor as well, like how AI is going to impact 6G, what would be role of AI on 6G, and what should be operator strategy for 6G. Because operator needs to be worried and do some proactive planning because most
Mm.
of the, you can say, cream, they are with big AI company. So they should also collaborate and play a significant role because they know what is happening at physical and data link layer, which application layer has no information. So they can provide better insight. So although use cases are there in 6G. So let us see. Let I keep the finger crossed. But again, in 15-20 days, you can see my book on 6G in market.
Uh, Lovely. And you give me another chance of launching that
Yes,
book
yes,
also,
we can
obviously.
have discussion. We both are from telecom background, so we can deep dive on 6G because that will be new for everybody. In fact, I had already created book trailer. I can share that with you.
Perfect. No, no, I'm super excited. And again, I'm not thinking, how you are getting a time. Again, the same thing, same question. If someone is, struggling to write a one paragraph and you are writing a book with and the thickness of the book I've just seen is not an easy thing, right? It's really not an easy point to structure your thoughts, put it into the systematic manner, bringing all your knowledge into that thing and then get it published. I know the last minute hustle when
Hmm.
it comes to the publishing the book,
Hmm.
that is also takes a lot of time. So,
Right, right. So just I will give you an example. For my first book, Entangled Reality, everything was new to me. In my book also, I had created close to, you can say 200, 300 images using
mm,
AI tool. So I used to put prompt, I used to get image, something I am not liking, I remove that. And at least 30 to 40 iteration has happened in that book. Gradually, I gain confidence and now I'm able to do in 6, 7 iterations. But again, unless you are self-motivated, you will not be able to do that. And
okay.
a lot of things you need to consider because it's not book writing is not simple. There should be consistency in information flow. There should be correlation between different chapters. There should be totally new. So if you write something which is already there in market, if I write a book on physics or if I write a book on math, nobody will read because plenty of information is already available on those topics. But I had written relationship between physics and mathematics, which is you can say altogether a new topic. I
Yes.
browsed internet and I couldn't find any book of this theme. So you have to choose something like that. Say, for example, my everybody is talking about and artificial intelligence and the the point which I have highlighted in my book, there is very less discussion. Similarly, moral code ethics in the heart of AI, ethical aspect, nobody is talking about it, and there are very limited literature available in market. So you need to do deep research if you want your book to be popular in the market. Otherwise, on general topic, anybody can write anything, but you will not be able to position or sell that in market.
Mm. So to all our readers, look, this is what the energy, time, efforts is putting into to write something and build a legacy. And Govind is not only writing a book, he's giving a tool via this book that you can think about the future. You should know whatever you are doing, what it is going to be impact in the coming years. And we all talk about these ideas, but someone to think from that level, from a macro and till the micro level, this is what you will get from the books or from Govind. And don't miss, because I understand from where he's coming from, the impact he has created in the telecom industry and he's still creating, and the other areas which he is touch basing, you will get all the answers from him. So get in connect with him, and obviously the easy way to align with his thoughts and make your thoughts align with him is through these books. So when we launch this podcast, we will put all the links of the books so that it will be handy for anyone to go and pick it up.
Right.
Right. And 6G, yeah, again, a beautiful topic. I'm pretty, and again, wishing you all the best, because that will create a lot of interest. And with these, all these, the star satellite communications coming to the play, and the adoption of the data, we know the 6G is no longer a fiction. It's just about, at what time it is going to be get introduced, with the shortcoming what we have learned from from the past technologies or the ongoing technologies. So I'm very much excited on the 6G as well.
Right.
Right. Uh, so again, I know you have answered it as we were discussing. So how do the threshold breach, post home human accord, and your non-fiction works which you rightly mentioned, all it fit into one unified vision?
Right. So in Threshold Breach and now Nexus 2.0, I take that thinking into AI world, explore what happens when intelligence move beyond human control. My upcoming concept on post-human accord goes one step further. It explored the future where human and AI no longer separate, but they become co-decision system. And the real question becomes who defines the rule of that coexistence?
Hmm. Hmm. Right. And who defines it is a very important part, and who defines it, and how ready it is ready to uh, what you say, customize it, because as we move forward, the new solution will create new problems, and problems again create lead to a new solution creation. But this should be under the framework, and framework should get be so unique and so flexible that it should be adjusting all the new learnings as the journey moves.
Right, right. So in fact, I look at the same problem from system perspective. How do we design technology with responsibility before it scale beyond the control?
Hmm.
So, whether it is physics, whether it is artificial intelligence, whether it is telecom or any fiction, I essentially explore one unified idea. We are not just building technology, we are shaping the future of human decision making. And perhaps the most important realization is that the future will not be defined by the intelligence our system become and how constantly we define these boundaries. So
Hmm.
boundary definition is equally important.
Very important. Yes, yes, yes. And that's the crux of everything. Uh, the lock. I remember the quantum lock, right?
Quantum entanglement law,
Yeah, exactly.
moral ethics, and kernel ethics. You just see, you will not find these terms on user.
Agree. No, I love this quantum lock, right? I don't. I'm intentionally. I'm Right. So thanks, Govind, for bringing all these points. But I want to ask a very important question, especially for the technology leaders. What principles would you like to advise to the technology leaders so that they can build their own legacy, or they can pursue in their careers?
Yeah, so excellent question. So my suggestion to technology leader would be, first of all, understand the consequences. So before building, deeply examine what the system will do to human behavior, decision making, and also society at scale, at larger extent. design for responsibility. So this is also important. So whatever design you do, there should be responsibility associated with that. So embed accountability, ethics, and human oversight into the architecture, and not as an afterthought, but during the foundation. So before developing anything, that these aspects should be taken at the foundation step only, and keep human decision into the loop. So for the FATPH principle, which framework I had highlighted. So that is my advice to technology leader, like keep human decision in loop, and ensure that meaningful human authority is preserved at every critical decision point, not a symbolic, but essential. The future will be defined by who retain the decision authority. So if machine is retaining that decision authority, machine will decide the future. If human or the technology leader is retaining that decision authority, they will define the future.
Uh, and a very important point which you rightly mentioned is that what you are going to get should be considered at the foundation level. Obviously, make sure that your pointers will be so flexible, or your framework will become so flexible to adapt the new challenges, which is a part of the journey. But yes, I love the concept. Who has the decision authority will define the future. So,
Correct. Right.
and
Here also in politics, you can see if BJP is decision authority, they are defining the future. If Congress come into power, they define the future. So decision authority is important. It has to be with, maybe if any company is developing certain product, it has to be with management, not with machine.
Mm. I know our discussion can go long and long, but we have to conclude, and we have to take uh, some gaps so that the readers, the audience can listen it and absorb it. But what message you want to give it to them so that they can take it as a key takeaways?
Right, right. So in fact, we had come across multiple points during our conversation. And just to summarize, some important point which I would like to highlight, and this point is also appearing in my book, Threshold Breach, not about other book. You will find similar messaging in other book also, but especially with respect to Threshold Breach, the important messaging which I would like to share with the audience, like control doesn't arrive as a force, it arrives as convenience. So it's arrive as a convenience. The real risk is not powerful artificial intelligence, it's passive human. So if you are passive, that is the real risk, not the powerful artificial intelligence software. When are We are not just building system, we are encoding values. So this is again good message from my book. Nexus is not a fiction, it's a trajectory. The future will be defined by who retain the decision authority, that we discussed also.
Yes.
And human exertion is silent gateway to AI control. So, right. So, human, if we are exerted, then we will give all the control to artificial intelligence. And AI will not replace human. This is again big message. But it will redefine them. So, AI is not going to be replacing. So, AI, as you also highlighted few concern, like AI is going to take away the job. That is not going to happen. It is going to redefine. So those jobs will be available, but in different shape and form. Say, for example, when computer come into the market, you had noticed lot of resistance that it will eat up the job, but it has created plenty of additional job.
Yes.
So similarly, its technology shift, their job nature will also shift, but job will definitely be there. Somebody needs to be there to manage that artificial intelligence and so many applications, which is going to be the outcome of artificial intelligence. Traditional job definitely will go away, but we will have new kind of job, and everybody should upskill themselves to cope up with this changing environment or circumstances. And the most important point, technology is not neutral. If we see the technology, it's not neutral. Every system carries a value. So the real question is, who should we build? What should we build? And what should we consider? What should we build and what we should never allow? So this is the final message.
Lovely, lovely. And I'm pretty much sure that the pointer which you rightly mentioned here is, if someone can just grasp and follow these, he will change his thought process, he will change his the patterns, he will change the way, and he will contribute in the future building while improving the present. Thank you so much for bringing all these points. And it's a very interactive conversation, very insightful, and the thoughts which has come, what we have heard from you has really give a perspective, and we learn more about Govind as a person rather than the title which you have taken. So these all are the pointers which is very much needed, and your journey, I must say, Govind, your journey of blending this deep telecom and technology expertise with powerful storytelling through Threshold Breach is a reminder that the future of innovation is not just building about advanced system, but asking the right questions, as you rightly mentioned, why around the control,
Right.
create a quantum lock, the lock the entire unit, and make yourself responsible, accountable. So thanks for bringing all these factors and the key takeaways and the efforts you are building to improve the livelihoods, to improve the quality, and improve the humankind is something which is really, really appreciated. Before we close, we'd like to know, is there any closing message from your side which you would like to
Yes,
share with the audience?
yes, yes. So closing message from my side is technology is going to save the future, but it is human awareness that will decide what take future look like. And thank you so much for listening. In today's conversation, if it has sparked even a single new question in your mind, then this time was worth it. So curiosity is universal. It lives with us. So stay curious, keep exploring, and never stop wondering. Because wonder is where discovery begins. And as Deepak highlighted, so I am in for any questions or any queries, or if something comes into mind, do feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn, and he is going to post my LinkedIn ID along with this video. So thanks a lot for being patient and listening this conversation.
Thank you so much, Govinji, and again, really appreciate for sharing your vision, your journey as a technologist, author, and the various powerful messages which you have shared with us on AI, humanity, and your upcoming books and the research which you are doing for on that particular subject. And I love the concept of interlinking the two different subjects which are studied in solos, and now you are connecting these two things to give a real correction. And brain implant, well, this is the highlight, right? You are solving the
That,
problem of many parents, millions of parents. That is, okay, what you want my son should be or my daughter should be. Okay, you want to become a doctor? Okay, take the brain.
right, right. So again, people will realize that I should have born in this era.
Yes,
We
exactly.
struggled a lot. We studied for 20, 30 odd years to make our career, and their career will be from day one. Whatever you want, you do.
Whatever you want. As per your passion, all right. Thank you so much for all these insight, and to our audience. I will be sharing the details of Govind, his work on the podcast, on the links will be there, and you can connect with him directly for all the queries, any questions, and take my word, his knowledge will build you as a responsible human, and as well enhance your career. So until next time, this is Deepak Bajaj signing off. Thank you.
Thanks, Deepak. Thanks, everyone, for listening.